live from Los Angeles.
Coming up on NBA Today, New York 61-point, what are we calling it? Beatdown, demolition, CPR required. One of the most dominant playoff wins we have ever seen. But is this finally the year it all comes together at Madison Square Garden? Plus the Wolves, they pull off one of the most stunning wins of all time. In the words of Ann Edwards, they may have Jokic, but we have Jaden McDaniels joining us soon. And LeBron and the Lakers, they have a chance to close out Houston, but they are not done yet. Could the Lake Show be in major trouble if this thing goes back for a Game 7? NBA Today starts right now. The Timberwolves, they have taken every hit this postseason, and yet, friends, some way, somehow, they kept fighting. Facing elimination in Target Center and the environment, it seemed absolutely insane. I love this. Everyone showing up in Dante DiVincenzo jerseys.
We probably got about 20 of his on-cams.
Oh!
Hello!
Terrence Shannon Jr.
Well, have you a moment?
3 straight DMPs, and he showed up and helped key this offense. Nikola Jokic going to work over Rudy Gobert.
Everyone says the league is about point guards, about wings. Hello, we got a great center battle, and this one goes to the Frenchman.
But he was dishing out some assists, too. Just call him Point Rudy. In the third quarter we go here. The Nuggets not going away quickly. Nikola Jokic, little push shot.
You see the contest?
That's that feathery touch.
Good enunciation.
Kicks it out in the corner. Cam Johnson.
Feathery.
He hits the 3.
Cam Johnson was balling.
Little pass there. A nice one by Jokic. And then Jaden McDaniels drives at Murray.
This is his moment.
He was a monster.
Backing down from anybody on either end. He was letting Jamal Murray have it. 2 minutes left in the third. McDaniels goes to work. Holmes.
Can I say something, Malika? This is the best of playoff basketball. You have a team defying the odds, playing hard. They made me a fan. I won't get a tattoo, but they made me a fan.
There may be some new tattoos happening in Minnesota. Tyus Jones can't quite get that one to fall.
That's what I love. This was my favorite part.
So the fight?
Ain't nothing but a little push.
No, what's the word, Malika?
It's a little kerfuffle. It's not a full fight. It's just a little kerfuffle. So here's how the disciplinary action was handed down. Some technical fouls. Jokic, Clark, Naz Reid for their involvement in the scuffle, the kerfuffle. But that's how we like it. Play on. No one ejected. Midway through the fourth, Gobert.
Look at Rudy.
That's a dime!
Look at Rudy.
Point Rudy.
He had 8 assists on the night, too, by the way.
Foot elevated.
That was crucial.
Terrence Shannon Jr. elevates.
The trust, the isolation at that point of the game.
A-Rod starting to be able to feel it. Next Minnesota possession. McDaniels pulls.
Giving me Kawhi Leonard vibes.
The Timberwolves, they go on to win this one and close out the series. Here's head coach Chris Finch with his team.
And they chose to play us. Great job, all f***ing heart. Way to bring it. Good job. Let's go. Let's go. They f***ing chose us. Here we go.
They took it personal. I mean, Denver had the chance to pick who they wanted to play coming down the stretch, and they chose us. And we used that as a motivation all the way through preparation and through the series. They chose us. They didn't have to choose us. They chose us, and our guys were up for the challenge of that.
Man, they say elephants don't forget. How about Timberwolves? They do not forget. And look at this. The Nuggets offense, that was the story of their entire season. They led the NBA in scoring during the regular season, but the Timberwolves didn't care. Their defense shut that down. Denver scored under 100 points twice during the entire regular season. Hey, how about their 6-game series against the Wolves? They were held under 100 3 different times. No Anthony Edwards, no Dante DiVincenzo or Ayo DeSumo, but the Wolves, they got Jaden McDaniels, and so do we off a dramatic Game 6 win. Jaden, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate the time.
Thank you for having me.
We really do. I'm not sure how much you've been online or how much you've seen fans' reactions, but everyone's calling back that Anthony Edwards quote. They might have KD, in this case Jokic, but we have Jaden McDaniels. And you took on an entirely different role this series. Is this the best basketball you've ever played?
Yeah, I would say it's probably up there for sure, rather than when I was in high school. But this is the biggest stage, and so, yeah, I'll count this as the best series, best game I've ever played for.
I think, I mean, watching it, absolutely. It was so much fun to see. And did you hear that quote getting called back? You guys got Jokic, but we got Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah, I've seen it all week, all series. Everywhere I go on my phone, I see a little clip, and hey, and he be telling the truth.
Hey, you know what? You backed him up, and I think there's a case that this was the best home win. I mean, obviously your individual performance, but as a team in franchise history. You're drawing comparisons to the We Believe Warriors, another team that the Dallas Mavericks chose to play. What do you think of that comparison?
I mean, it's a great comparison. I'll say just it's just the work that we put in as a team. Like, people staying ready. We have some injuries, but the young guys was ready. TJ, Nas stepped up, Bones, Jalen Clark. So, I mean, it's just a tribute to the work we put in and them just being ready to play.
Yeah, Terrence Shannon Jr., great call out there. The fact that he was 3 straight DMPs and then came in that ready was pretty impressive to see. But one of my favorite pieces of this game is the entire team. All of you walked in wearing Dante DiVincenzo's jersey, repping for him, and then he was actually on the sidelines to watch the win. Whose idea was it that everyone was going to wear this, and what did it mean to have him in the building?
Mike put a couple of us in the group chat just making us aware if we wanted to do it. And we haven't texted like if one of us going to do it, we don't going to do it. So it's pretty cool. It just shows how tight we are as a group and like it's a family here and that we all love each other and we don't want to see one of our members going down. But it was great to see Dante on his scooter moving around and stuff. It was pretty cool just to see him in high spirits. So it's always nice seeing that.
He had his foot elevated like above his chest, making sure that he was still following the doctor's orders, but was showing up for his brotherhood. Hey, when you have a defensive performance like the one that you had, we had to bring in a defensive stopper of our own. Kendrick Perkins is here with something for you.
Hey, young fella, man, I want to say thank you. Thank you, because as a former player, I love the rivalry, the beef, the intensity of this series and what you brought to it. But look, you did an outstanding job, but another person that did an outstanding job is Rudy, right? And you talk about his impact against Jokic. Tell us more about Rudy, the type of guy he is, the teammate, how the level of focus going into that series with that matchup against Jokic.
I mean, Rudy, he's a great teammate. I mean, he always wanted to see us succeed. For me especially, he's always making sure I'm okay, on the right page. And I mean, he's the toughest person I've seen do this to Jokic, and that's just the work that he put in. And I know he got a chip on his shoulder not being on the list of the defensive players of the year. So, you know, like, we got another matchup next up, Wemby, and I know he's going to be ready for it. So it's just great to see him playing like this.
Denver, the animosity, the intensity between your two teams, I would say this is a rivalry. What would you say?
Yeah, you could say it's a rivalry. I mean, it's up there now. I don't know if we can anymore after we beat them like 2-3 times, but it's cool.
You're saying that they can't be in your class anymore because you guys have gotten the last 2 series?
Basically.
Well, that tracks, Jaden, because you gave a very, how should we say, a blunt assessment of the Nuggets. It got a lot of fans' attention when you described their defense and called them out by name. But now it's San Antonio Spurs. So be honest. What's your assessment there?
I'll say if we stay together, we stay locked in and just be listening to our coach and just stay together. That's what got us through this series, through injuries, through everything. So us staying together, I feel like we could be anybody.
Absolutely. I can tell you, you've gained so many fans. If you didn't already, I see why Minnesota fans get their teams, their players tattooed on them. You guys play hard. You guys show up for this team. I don't know if there's any McDaniels tattoos that are popping up, but I would not be surprised if we start hearing about those.
He's a household name now.
Yeah, right, in the future. Jaden, thank you so much. Congratulations, and we can't wait to see you work to prove Perk wrong in the next series.
Appreciate y'all. It was good to talk to y'all. Good to see y'all always.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So I want to be clear. I think the story here is Minnesota. Really, what they did, I know you two agree, it was so impressive. However, the fallout for the Nuggets here, this was a catastrophic loss. They were on the mountaintop in 2023. They won their first NBA title. And I think we all said that they could win another one, another 2, another 3. But it's been a little bit of a disappointment in the playoffs ever since. They've won just 16 of 32 postseason games. So let's take a listen to Nikola Jokic after being eliminated.
I mean, we just lost in the first round, so I think we are far away. Definitely, if you're in Serbia, we will get fired.
You want to spend the rest of your career with the Nuggets. Has anything about this season changed that outlook with your extension looming this offseason?
Yeah, I still want to do Nuggets forever.
Is it safe to assume you will plan to sign that extension then when they offer it to you?
I still want to be Nuggets forever.
All right, I take that at face value, Shanae, Perk, but how are you digesting the Nuggets series loss, Shanae?
There is no reason why the Nuggets should have lost that game. There's no reason. When you're missing Anthony Edwards, Dante DiVincenzo, the guy that was on a heater, Ayo Dosunmu, you should not have lost that game. To me, there's no excuse. And I look at the foreseeable future for the Denver Nuggets. Obviously, that man, Nikola Jokic, is at the center of it. But what happened in this series, particularly this last game, they were the first team, the Timberwolves, in NBA history to win a game while missing 3 players who averaged 10 points per game in that series.
Which is incredible.
It's wild. And so you were gifted the lack of availability of star players, or at least hot players, in this series, and you weren't able to win. And I think this is when you look in the mirror. I know Michael Jackson movies outside. It's time to look at the man in the mirror and make a decision on how this group can be maximized. I know that they were missing some players, but when you have about 40 points per game plus of offense on the floor, and it was a how bad do you want it game, you can't lose a series like this.
And Jokic is still adding to his legacy, right? And he's going to continue to add to his legacy. It's an accountability moment for Jokic, right? The knock on him being his defense, being somewhat of a defensive liability. We remember when Luka had that knock, he went into that offseason, and what did he do?
He went on the cover of Health magazine.
Okay, so Jokic has to do the same. But past that, I'm not going to even dive into the greatness of Jokic. He's the top 10 center of all time in my eyes, but I guarantee you he wants to get into the top 5 conversation. The bigger thing that's at stake right now, can you get it done with this duo again in Murray and Jokic as far as getting them to the promised land and winning the championship? And the answer is hell no. It's time for them to depart ways from Jamal Murray.
Well, they don't have a lot of options to upgrade their roster outside of Peyton Watson, really. That's kind of their only roster move.
Well, you got to figure it out because Jokic basically said it himself. If we was in Serbia, everybody would be fired. I wonder. Those
were his words.
Yeah, that was his words, not mine.
But Perk, 10 years from now, in a decade, we're going to look back and see this guy who is averaging a triple-double, who is a 3-time MVP, and he only has 1 championship to show for it. That's not good enough.
Yeah.
You have to be able to maximize around Jokic. He looked tired. He looked like he wasn't his best self, and so that creates internal conversation.
And he took all of that accountability. He didn't point fingers, say we didn't have Aaron Gordon, we didn't have Peyton Watson. He took accountability after this. But when you're looking at Jamal Murray shooting 28% for the series, time in Atlanta, and not for the reasons that you're hoping. All right, you see that health bar on the top of your screen? This is signs of life. OG Anunoby. Early on, all right, the Hawks still in it.
He was
Sticking
on
close.
a heater, boy.
Yeah.
5 for 5. The bucket was like a hula hoop at this point.
At this point, it's just a heat check. OG on fire. All right, so late in the first quarter, the Knicks up 10. Jalen Brunson lays it in. Knicks up 12. All right, Knicks up 17 now.
Step through. Snatched it.
Gets downhill. OG had 29 points. He had 14 in the first quarter alone.
Thank you.
Brunson drives, fakes, lays it in. All right, so now this is only the second quarter, and the Hawks are struggling. Mikal Bridges misses a 3, gets his own rebound, and lays it in.
I don't know what I was watching from the Hawks.
Well, I stopped watching after this. I actually took a nap.
No, I had to watch.
So did the Hawks.
I wasn't watching the game. You know what I was watching? I was watching the score. I was like, oh, it's at 30.
James
It's at
Dolan,
40.
he can't believe it. All right, yeah, this is where we could just turn it off. At this point, Jalen Brunson chased it down. A little boosty on the sidelines.
Hey, set it off. Let's set it off.
No one else in Atlanta was smiling here. The inside crew at halftime was trying to perform some CPR, checking in.
That was comedy.
White flag being waved. We're sorry for your loss, Shaq. New York, they dominated in this one, 140-89. The Knicks took over Atlanta, and they decided to have a 51-piece lemon pepper wet-style beatdown. No, that's not just Perk's order. That was the largest playoff win in Knicks history. New York held a 61-point lead in the game, went on a 67-13 run. There's people who were saying they thought that ESPN, the score bug was glitching because they thought that this was a fake score. No, that was correct. Meanwhile, Jason Tatum and the Celtics, they had a chance to land that knockout blow, but Joel Embiid, he showed up at home for the 76ers. Now, during a break, Jason Tatum, he was dealing with some discomfort in his left leg. He's running a little bit to loosen it up, but he did stay in the game. So we picked this up in the third quarter. Jaylen Brown rejected. Here come the 76ers the other way.
Yeah, defense to offense. Kelly Oubre and Paul George, they have been doing an outstanding job one-on-one on their one-on-one defense against Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, those fresh legs for Paul George. And here is where Tatum heads back to the locker room. He did not return to this game. So later in the quarter, defender on George Same result.
Look, we're getting a little vintage PG right here.
23 points for Paul George. End of the quarter, Tyrese Maxey drives.
Been cooking them all
Talk
series.
about the Ferrari.
Crafty little finish. 30 points for Maxey here. And now this is when Kenny was starting to wave that white, was it paper towels that he was waving around? The Celtics have pulled their starters. Joel Embiid, just a little sauce to finish this off. To Edgecombe in the corner for 3.
He also had 8 assists last night.
Embiid sharing a moment with his son post-game, and Philly goes on to win this one. Let's take a listen to Joel.
I mean, I've been playing these guys for so long. I'm tired of losing to them. So we have a chance to accomplish, something special.
Yeah, I expect to play. It was my other leg, so not the one I injured last year. I wasn't overly concerned.
All things considered, we're in a great spot. Going home for Game 7, expecting a great atmosphere, expecting a great fight from our group. Last 2 games wasn't the best, but you move on. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm excited for Game 7.
The Celtics, they've been known to stretch out a series.
What is going on?
And apparently, when New York has a beatdown like that, Stephen A. crashes in studio.
He's feeling good today.
What's going on,
What's
Stephen
up,
A.?
my babes? What's up, my babes? What's going on, girl? How you doing? What's up, big boy? Malika, life is just so good right now. I love the color right here, right there, the orange. You see the orange?
Like the blue skies,
You're getting it, what I'm
right?
saying? This is what we've been waiting for. We're going to the finals.
Oh, the New York Knicks are going to the finals.
We're going to the finals. We're going to the finals. Jaylen Brown, I hope you handle your business, but if you do, tomorrow, next week's going to be miserable. We got Boston. We going to get it. We going to get them. If it's the Sixers, Embiid, your brother, he going to get hurt. I'm sorry, he just going to get hurt, okay? And then, who's it going to be? It's going to be Orlando. It's going to be Detroit. We don't know. It don't matter. Neither's ready. Neither's ready. Neither's ready.
Stephen A., last time I saw you, you were in D.C., and what did I ask you? I asked you for your location. Why?
I was very, what
did I want to send to you?
I don't remember.
My doctor, because you were sweating. You were worried about the New York Knicks.
I was very upset.
I was worried about your blood pressure.
And do you know they haven't lost since I went off? Do you see that motivational? Did you see that motivational speech I dropped on them? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Malika. This is how it goes. Okay, you got to get on them. Mikal Bridges wasn't handling his business. I was very upset. Carl Anthony Towns, he wasn't the focal point the way he needed to be. I was very upset.
That was not motivation. That was you exercising demons.
Did you watch all 140 of those?
No, I did not. I didn't need to. The Knicks were up with 8 minutes left in the third quarter, 101 to 40. It's so bad. It's so bad. There's an APB out. I can't find Ludacris because, these guys chirp, all right? I couldn't find Ludacris. I couldn't find T.I. I don't know where they at. All my peeps in Atlanta, they just got, they disappeared. And I don't blame them because it's going to be a long off season for those people in the ATL. There was no magic in that city. There was no magic in that city last night. And that's all I'm going to say.
All I'm going to say is keep that same energy.
Excuse me. What were you trying to say?
If there's a rough game in the future, you're going to be orange and blue skies. You're good. You're happy.
You know what? Listen. It's an emotional roller coaster. It's all right for us as men to show our vulnerabilities and to show our emotion every now and then. You did it last week, Shanae, when you were talking about the Houston Rockets when they were down. Look at them now. They're about to tie the series tonight.
But I wasn't sweating.
So we were talking about the 76ers in Boston. They're going to a Game 7. Who are your New York Knicks going to be facing in the next round?
Honestly, Malika, I think it might be Philly. I don't like the way Boston's look, and I'm worried about Tatum. I'm really worried. He said, Shams came on show. Shams said he's going to play tomorrow. He's going to play in Game 7. I'm worried about Tatum playing in that game. Tim Grover always told me for years, Michael Jordan's famous tweet.
Yeah, relentless.
He said, hey, when you get an injury on one leg, you overcompensate on the other. And that's how it happens to the other leg. I'm worried about Tatum and his availability. Even if he plays, I hope he doesn't get hurt. I don't wish that on anybody. But it don't matter. I mean, either way, they both going down. It's just a matter of which one want to go down to New York. That's all I'm saying.
You heard it here. It's just a matter of which one wants to go down to New York. Stephen A., it's always a better day when you come and join us on set.
Well, I want to say this. It was a better day for me to be at the L.A. Lakers game the other night, and Malika Andrews came over and gave me this big, fabulous hug. And you know what I'm saying? And I was looking for my girl, Sinead, and I couldn't find her. I was like, where she was. And everybody saw.
You found my sister, though.
Everybody. That's
That
right.
was
The
there.
sister was there giving me love right there. Everybody saw the love, and they gave me love. It was very, very touching. And I'll be there Sunday because they're going to lose tonight. It's going to be a game 7.
All sorts of right, so that means we have the potential to have the 2 best words in sports and get it 4 times in 1 round. That's the most in over a decade. So let's check in with some of the best reporters in the business as the stakes continue to climb in these playoffs. And let's start in Orlando because the Magic, they have a chance to become the 5th team to pull off an 8-1 upset since the first round expanded to best of 7. Young Masuk, you're there. Do the Pistons seem like a team that's up against the ropes?
Malika, Kay Cunningham said they played freer. They looked more like themselves in Game 5. I asked Asar Thompson this morning, what took you guys so long to finally look like the 60-win Pistons team? He said, we're learning as we go. We're a young team. Of course, tonight they're going to face a second elimination game, but in hostile environment. I asked J.B. Bickerstaff the other day, do you guys feel like you have more life now? He said, we've always had life. Until the fat lady starts singing, we have life.
On the flip side, Franz Wagner, he's out tonight. So how much does that change the game plan for Orlando? Because he's been their Cade stopper.
This is a game changer for the Orlando Magic because when he was the primary defender on Cade Cunningham in the first 4 games, Cade only made 6 field goals and had 6 turnovers.
Right.
He was in a boot in Detroit. He was ruled out yesterday before this game. If this series is extended to Game 7 on Sunday, it's looking highly unlikely that he would be able to play in that.
Thank you very much. Let's go out to the 6, where we got a Game 6. Brandon Ingram is listed as doubtful for Toronto's win or stay home game against the Cavaliers. Jamal Collier, you're there. It's been kind of an uninspiring start to the playoffs for Cleveland. Did they feel like they need a big night from their backcourt?
Yeah, Malika, we've been waiting for that big night from Donovan Mitchell, especially. But Mitchell said he doesn't really care about that. In fact, we've seen the big game scoring Donovan Mitchell, and he said, actually, we see how that movie ends. And that's why the other night when Dennis Schroeder got it cooking in the 4th quarter, he told Kenny Atkinson, leave Dennis out there. It was good to sit on the bench. I asked James Harden, what are they going to need to win this Game 6 tonight? He said, everything.
Everything. All right. Well, we're going to be tuned into that, Jamal. Thank you. Let's shift out to the West because we could see some history on our hands. The Rockets, they are trying to become the first team to come back from an 0-3 deficit, and we all know that's something LeBron James, he does not want on his resume. Dave McMenamin, the Lakers, they failed to crack the century mark in either of their last 2 losses. So how are they trying to find their level and avoid a Game 7 here?
Yeah, Malika, LeBron also doesn't want to exchange the war of words between both sides this series. Jabari Smith Jr. said the Rockets are obviously the better team. I asked LeBron about that after Game 5. He said, I'm too old for that bleep. And the game is won in between the 4 lines. Where the Lakers are struggling in between those 4 lines are with their turnovers. They had 15 of them, leading to 18 points for the Rockets in Game 5. Marcus Smart committed 6 of them. He said, we're not giving ourselves a chance by the way we're turning the ball over. If they do that, they should have a better game plan. And then they got to continue to feed the beast inside. DeAndre Ayton, 37 points, 27 rebounds in games 4 and 5. He is trending in the right direction, even though the Lakers in the series are not.
Dave, thank you very much. The Lakers, of course, they also got Austin Reeves back for Game 5, but they relied heavily on him and LeBron. That duo created 77% of the team's points in the loss. And that lack of balance, it had Big Perk making a big prediction on yesterday's show.
They are in trouble. As a matter of fact, the Rockets are going to win this series.
Ooh.
Everything right now, the Rockets,
Wow.
the Rockets,
Wow.
yes.
History.
Yes, making history. And I'm sorry because Braun is going to be on the wrong side of it. But right now in this series, it favors the Rockets. Hello, world. You damn right I said it, and I'm going to say it again. The Rockets about to make history. I got my family up here, H-Town legend. Damn it, the legends going to be in the building. Paul Wall, Slim Thug, Bun B, the list goes on. You know why? Because they have found their identity on the defensive side of the basketball. And the Houston Rockets has held the Los Angeles Lakers under 100 points in the last 2 games. Let's talk about this matchup. Games 1 and 2, Luke Kennard was having it his way. 20 points plus in each one of those games. And all of a sudden, this beast, Amen Thompson, got the assignment. And look right here, the athleticism, the length, it bothered him, blowing up the screens, not being able to get in screens. Look at him, the awareness, right, of knowing where Luke Kennard is at. And look at the recovery on this one by Amen Thompson. Give me that. You want to see some real numbers? Look at these numbers right here. Since game 2 in the last 3 games, Amen Thompson has guarded him 111 times. Guess how many points Luke Kennard has scored?
I can guess 1.
1! 1! You talking about an elite defender? You talking about a guy that's setting the tone? This is what you call a tone setter. H-Town stand up.
Perk, what's your area code? I have a 281.
I'm 409, but I'm adopted in Houston.
Okay, that's fine. 713-832. If we're going to make a case for the Houston Rockets, it's also about the defensive job that they're doing on LeBron James, just trying to wear him down. LeBron James has had to carry a lot of weight for the Los Angeles Lakers, and this is what I like to call active recovery, because on this possession, the Lakers actually get a steal. They're off to the races, but instead, where's LeBron James? Time is going by. It's 5 seconds. There's an offensive rebound. Where's LeBron? It's because he's resting on the play. He doesn't enter the picture until almost 11 seconds goes by because this man is playing so many minutes, max minutes. He did not sign up for this. He knew that Austin Reeves, obviously Luka Doncic were the primary options, especially the second half of the season. But when you look at the minutes per game, here are the leaders in the Lakers-Rockets series. Amen Thompson, Jabari Smith Jr., Alperen Sengun, and one member of the Los Angeles Lakers. But check out the ages. 23 years old, 22, and then 23, and then, of course, the 41-year-old. Something is a little different than the rest, Malika.
Well, the Rockets, they're 1 win away, Shanae, from forcing a Game 7 after going down 3-0. That Uno reverse, it's not something you see all that often when you look at the entirety of NBA history. It's only happened 4 times up until this point, and each of those previous 4 times, they all went on. Duncan Robinson, he has been an instrumental part of the Pistons since he was traded to Detroit this past summer. He's emerged as their top 3-point shooter. He's the 4th leading scorer. And Duncan's love of basketball, it started, as so many little siblings, it started with his big brother, Eli. After all, I mean, how many little siblings, they find their first hero in their older brother or their older sister. But when Eli got older, he began to struggle. And as we recognize Mental Health Awareness Month, Dave McMenamin has their story.
The bridge that splits New Hampshire and Maine. It towers over the rest of the town. You know, it's just like always there, which is challenging. It's hard to look at, quite honestly.
Robinson fakes, fires. It's good. 3-pointer for Robinson.
In his first season in Detroit, forward Duncan Robinson helped the Pistons to their best regular season record in 20 years. And he did it with one of the purest jump shots in the league.
Robinson, 3-pointer, puts it up, puts it in.
A shot he learned growing up in the small New Hampshire town of Newcastle.
We like playing basketball someday, and sometimes we don't.
That's where I really fell in love with sports. I played everything growing up. You know, that was really where my older brother became like a huge mentor of mine.
And I have a brother named Duncan, and he's really nice.
Duncan and Eli, 3.5 years apart, were inseparable.
Duncan.
More often than not, just kind of following him around like a shadow, wanted to be friends with his friends, wanted to mix in with his pickup games.
Eli was a natural athlete, really good at baseball, really good at basketball. Basketball was probably his best.
Duncan really aspired to shoot like Eli.
Nice shot, Eli.
He was known for his 3-point shooting.
Eli's jumper landed him a starter role on the high school varsity team as a freshman. just as Duncan was also coming into his own.
I grew quickly, and throughout that time, I started to become a better player. He kind of started to experiment with drugs and smoking a little bit, and his athletic career was kind of in flux. At that point, I was just all about basketball. I was just pushing all my chips to the middle of like, this is what I want to do.
And Duncan would do it well. After graduating high school in 2012, he played 1 season in Division III before joining the basketball team at the University of Michigan as a sophomore.
Duncan Robinson, now number 10 all-time in Michigan history in triples made.
To have, you know, an older brother, somebody that you looked up to your whole life, turn around and then be your biggest fan was special.
But behind the scenes, Eli's substance abuse was worsening, even as Duncan was playing in the biggest game of his life.
I remember Eli came out with me to go to the Final Four, and Eli went missing in the morning, and he didn't show up for the game. He just went and got annihilated and ended up in some park.
He truly was Duncan's greatest supporter. But when he was actively using substances, he could not show up and be present for Duncan. It was one of his biggest regrets.
Out to Robinson for 3. Your official welcome to the NBA.
By October 2020, Duncan Robinson was starting at forward for the conference champion Heat. And that same year, after his forced stay at a rehab clinic, 31-year-old Eli committed to sobriety.
We would always find a way to come together and celebrate his triumphs. Every month that he had of a new sobriety date, you know, there would be a text in the family group chat supporting him, encouraging him.
But as Eli was in recovery, the family was noticing something else.
He was paranoid, he was having delusions, he was hearing voices. You know, there were multiple episodes that were in line with the symptoms of somebody that has schizophrenia. What they're finding in research is that if you use marijuana in a developing brain, which is considered up to the age of 25, you're at a higher risk of developing psychosis later on.
He got diagnosed when he was 31. It had kind of gotten to the point where it was beyond sort of maybe having a manic episode, but instead, you know, having full-blown auditory hallucinations where you're hearing voices actively, constantly.
If we wanted Eli to try a new medication or recommit himself, Duncan would be the final one to be able to talk him into it.
I'm trying to find some meaning to what's going on in my head. So I just know I'm not alone when I lay down in my bed.
He found a lot of empowerment in writing. He would write his own raps, a lot of them sort of like autobiographies of his struggle.
I can't decide if it's a sickness that runs deep in my veins or something that's supernatural that just can't be explained.
The challenging aspect of Eli was the auditory hallucinations or the voices were violent and telling him to hurt people that he cared about most, you know, myself or family members, and they were nonstop.
October 27th, 2024.
I was sitting with him, we were watching a game. He's very agitated, and I could tell that the voices were consuming him. He couldn't focus. I said, you want me to turn the game off? He goes, no. No, he says, I'm gonna go. The voices are telling me to kill you.
Eli then left and drove down the street to the 135-foot Piscataqua River Bridge and jumped off. Yet, against all odds, he survived.
He had broken both of his ribs, collapsed both of his lungs, missed a game and flew up just to be with him, see him in the hospital. And I remember, you know, him sharing with us that he felt awful about what he had done and that he would never do anything like that again.
In the following months, Eli's meds were altered, and he tried ECT, electroconvulsive therapy, a treatment used to alter brain